Hey folks, back again with Ancient Cosmography, averaging a solid 1 viewer per video, so I'm sure I'm like shadow banned on YouTube, so nobody's seeing my videos, but shout out to my viewer if you view this. So I'm still dealing with this Celtic story about the Irish Sea. Here's Ireland, here's Scotland. And it seems to be about this giant Fingal here who it uses his thumb here to touch the fish, and then the salmon of knowledge, and then he puts his finger and his thumb in his mouth here and touches his tooth, his wisdom tooth, and becomes the wisest giant or whatever. And then here's I think these are his two dogs. And then they find this deer, and then the deer helps Fingal disguises him as a baby here in a cradle, and then this. Anyway, so it's the whole story. But so I've been studying what's other avatars of the dogs. So I think that these might be the dogs Bran and Sheolang, but they also might be these two islands in Loch Lynn right here. Here zoomed in. And so Bran and Sheolang, crimson tail, like reddish tail, purple haunches, and I increased the saturation to bring out the colors. Blue feet, there's like bluish colors here, so it fits very well. And plus there's a big stone here that people say right on the coast adjacent to the tail that people say is the stone with which Finn tied up his dog Bran. So, and it says the dogs stand as tall as Finn's shoulders, and these are Finn's shoulders. Although you could also say that the other avatars are also on his shoulders, and arguably he has multiple shoulders. But, and yeah, here's the other one, the two dogs as islands. And then Bran is described as being a merle, which is like a splotchy colored dog with like different colors. And there's like a merle dog. And this is supposed to be Finn's boot. It's at the Giant's Causeway, which he's said to have built, this bridge between Ulster and Scotland. And here's Fingal's Cave, Giant's Causeway, so it was supposed to be a bridge between there. And then these are all these different the White Cliffs of Dover, which is probably the reason that they're all the different giants are named Finn or Fian or Fenians or Fianna, which means white, because all these giants are part of Britain, which is the White Island. And so, but now I'm realizing, because in the story, Fingal is actually given, he doesn't catch the salmon himself, the salmon of knowledge. He's given the salmon, or kind of lent the salmon, by Finnegas, who is a druid and a fisherman. And so I think Finnegas is probably the Orkney. Here's Wales, England, Scotland, Ireland, the Republic in Northern Ireland. So yeah, I think this dude is the fisherman, because I already thought that Orkney looked like a fisherman. And now I realize he's probably Finnegas, who catches the fish. You know, they say Finnegas is sitting by the water with his feet dangling over into the water for 7 years trying to catch this fish. He eventually gets the salmon, but he gives it over to Fingal over here to cook it. And I think that actually I'm suspecting that Fingal, even though this is his head, that he actually cooks the fish with his own head, because that's how weird these stories are, that his hair or headdress or whatever this is the fire that is cooking the salmon. Here's the salmon of knowledge, the Outer Hebrides. There's a lot of ancient mythology about the geological changes in the Outer Hebrides. The slow submersion. So this is the Orkney, and with the Outer Hebrides pasted in as like, so this is him, you know, he's sitting on like a log. This is his head. This is his like fishing pole apparatus or whatever. This is his legs and his foot hanging down over the water, as it says. And yeah, there's the salmon of knowledge, Finnegas. And I think this is, so Finn actually burns his thumb when he touches, Fingal burns his thumb when he touches the salmon because he was cooking it and it was too hot. So I think this is his burned thumb. This is right, it's right there, I believe. And so he burns his thumb and then he sucks his thumb to like cool it. But then when he sucks his thumb, he imbibes, his tooth touches his thumb, which has part of the salmon on it. And that's how he gets all the knowledge of the universe. This seems to be the face of the other giant behind him, Ben and Donner, the red man. This is his chin, this is his nose. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure that's him. This is a close-up of what seems to be the two dogs, Bran and Shiolang. They're described as always being by Fingal's side, so that makes sense because his head is like right here and these are right next to it. Yeah. So that's pretty much... I realize I have to rewrite my poem about it because for some reason I had it in my head that like your wisdom tooth like falls out, but of course it doesn't fall out. You have to like remove it sometimes. So I was trying to make some weird joke in the poem, but